Hi and welcome. My name is Jim Roth, and it is my privilege to welcome you to the Oklahoma City University School of Law Dean's Preview. Although we traditionally do this event in person, we are bringing this to you online because we want to stay connected and we want to give you a glimpse into all that's special here at Oklahoma City University School of Law. These are challenging times, and you may be wondering what you'd like to do with your future, and this type of investment is a significant decision. Like you, I actually remember trying to make the decision of where I might go to law school and what I might do with my law degree. I wasn't a native Oklahoman, and I'm actually now an Oklahoman because OCU invited me on a journey to invest in myself, to learn the theory of law in addition to the practice of law, and it is an investment that I am grateful for to this day. For the last couple of years, I've had a chance to serve as dean, and we are really making sure that our school is focused on you, the students, and what it is that you need to be successful in the classroom and eventually in the courtroom or wherever your life takes you. So today is designed to be a glimpse into what you might expect. We have a video that we're going to share with you. It was taken a couple years ago when we were so excited to move downtown in this new, big, beautiful building. Even though the dean has changed and even the university president has changed, also our mayor has changed. One thing has remained the same, and that is OCU School of Law is here to make a difference in the community on your behalf and with you along the way. There is so much excitement around downtown Oklahoma City. There is so much excitement around our law school. You can walk to municipal courts, to state courts, to federal courts. From your classroom, you can see the state capitol. The titans of business are around the corner and law firms are down the street. It's a very exciting place to go to law school. But I've always said buildings are great, but what happens inside is what's most important. So inside the OCU School of Law, we are focused on every student at an individual level and collectively what we can do great together. Whether it's our new student success initiative, whether it's our academic achievement, whether it's the community organizations that we connect with through pro bono service, it is a wonderful place to grow your brain and also your heart as you begin to launch ideas into what your future might allow for you. And so come along this journey and take a peek, if you will.
Oklahoma City University is Oklahoma City's university.
This is a big get for Oklahoma City. The idea that you can bring a highly touted law school into the downtown business district is a home run.
You know what really launched us toward downtown is the city itself. We wanted our faculty and our staff to be actually in the heart of the city, and we wanted our students to be a part of that. Moving here has ignited the imaginations of all of us, including our faculty. It makes such a difference.
The law firms are downtown. The courts are downtown. The courthouses are downtown. That's where people need to be.
We're excited as students to be close to the firms, close to the courthouses, both state and federal.
With the law school being downtown, the opportunities for students to get practical experience is limitless.
Being a lawyer is being of service. You're going to be like a servant leader, basically, throughout your life.
Our school finds it important to remind us that our job really is to be servant leaders, and they provide those opportunities for us. Many pro bono places are located right downtown within walking distance, and we can go there.
Every city in the country is trying to attract highly educated 20-somethings. And for suddenly 500 law students to be located downtown in Oklahoma City is something that every city in the country is going to take notice of.
The downtown business community, I think, really welcomes these kinds of movements into downtown because it brings a demographic in that is exciting, that wants to live, work, and play in the area.
This is one of the most important buildings in the entire state of Oklahoma.
The first thing you notice about the downtown building is the look of the outside. You could take our building and put it on any campus, Ivy League schools, wherever you want to put it, and it looks like it belongs on those campuses.
It was built at a time when people truly understood how important education was. There are terrazzo floors, there's statues of Pericles and Athena.
This place has a mighty spirit to it.
I've been in law schools all over the world. I can truthfully say there is not a law school anywhere of the beauty and functionality of this remarkable new location for the Oklahoma City University School of Law.
Hello, my name is Shannon Raisler. I'm a faculty member here at the law school, and it's my privilege today to get to talk to you for just a few minutes about what you might expect from law school. I teach torts and property in the first year and environmental law and related courses in the upper division, and I look forward to meeting, I hope, all of you very, very soon. But I want to start by congratulating you on your acceptance to law school and your decision to embark on this journey to becoming a lawyer. You are undertaking this journey under unusual circumstances. Perhaps that's an understatement. I'm avoiding the term unprecedented because the term precedent has a specific meaning in the law. As you will learn in your very first semester, it means that a prior judicial decision has established a rule or principle that applies to future cases. It is true that the COVID-19 crisis presents new challenges, but when lawyers solve problems, they begin by researching the rules, institutions, and principles that helped us solve similar problems in the past. Surely there are some lessons we can learn from the past and institutions in place that can help us negotiate the health crisis. But that is, of course, just where lawyers start. Sometimes new facts challenge the established rules. The pandemic has exposed weaknesses in our public health systems. Similarly, new technologies often make us reconsider old rules. And in my own field of environmental law, lawyers have had to grapple with how the law should apply to a new set of harms caused by climate change. In doing so, they have made arguments that old common law rules governing nuisance in tort liability should apply to cases where property is damaged by sea level rise. To make these arguments, they are drawing on legal doctrines, but not just the law. They go beyond that to make a range of arguments grounded in policy, economic, political, and moral theories. In short, lawyers are critical thinkers and problem solvers. And this brings me to what you can expect from law school. It is our job as law professors to train you to be those things, to be critical thinkers and problem solvers. I think you will find that all of the faculty here take this job very seriously. Like all good lawyers, we look to how law has been taught in the past. We use familiar techniques like the case dialogue or Socratic method, where we call on students and ask them a set of questions about a case. But we also adapt to the present by drawing on new technologies and a range of teaching methods. So our styles vary to some extent. But even so, I can confidently say that every faculty member here is deeply committed to helping you meet your educational and professional goals. We expect you to work hard, to read, and read again the cases and materials that we assign, and to show up willing to grapple with the really hard questions. In return, we promise to be your guide on the path to what we still call thinking like a lawyer. It may be hard to imagine what that means now. The thinking like a lawyer part is a process. But at the end of the road, you will have the skills and tools to advocate or problem solve for a client and to serve as leaders in your communities. All of you are entering law school because you aspire to be these things. You can expect that the faculty in your first year and beyond will remind you of these goals every single day. We will help you be your best selves to achieve all that you set out to do and live up to the ideals of the legal profession. I wish you all a safe and relaxing summer, and I look forward to meeting you very soon.
Hi, my name is Andrea Miller, and I am the legal director of the Oklahoma Innocence Project at Oklahoma City University School of Law. The Innocence Project reviews, investigates, and litigates cases of people who are factually innocent of the crimes for which they have been convicted and incarcerated. What that means is our clients had nothing to do with the crime for which they are serving a prison sentence. You might be wondering why such a clinic is needed. Well, you hear about an exoneration somewhere in the nation almost weekly on the news. We are one of an entire series of clinics across the country designed to help litigate claims of people who are wrongfully convicted. It is estimated that between 2 and 5% of the prison population, both in the United States as well as here in Oklahoma, are factually innocent of the crimes for which they have been convicted. And it is far more expensive, time-consuming, and requires far more manpower to try to exonerate a wrongfully convicted person than it takes to put them there in the first place. Which is why the network and our clinic are such a vital importance in the criminal justice system. So how does our clinic work? Well, our case begins with a simple request by an inmate for help, saying that they are factually innocent and they need the clinic's assistance. At that point, we will generate a lengthy questionnaire that the inmate fills out and returns to us that tells us as much about the case as the inmate can tell us, so that we can conduct an initial review to determine whether the case meets our basic criteria, including making sure that the person is asserting a factual innocence claim, meaning they had nothing to do with the crime they have been convicted of. Once the questionnaire is received and the initial review is conducted to determine whether the case meets criteria, then the case goes into line for a more extensive review. Once the case comes up for that review, then students in the clinic, along with Oklahoma Innocence Project staff members, begin determining what exists in a file for us to review or what we might have to generate in terms of information about the case. So that process is really quite a lengthy process, as it requires us to determine what information the inmate already has, what potential information the inmate's family or friends or maybe even former counsel have, for us to start compiling a file. Most of the time, cases that we are reviewing don't come with very much information. And so students begin by trying to generate things like trial transcripts, court file information, evidence that was generated at the trial level, all for further review. It might also involve interviewing trial counsel, interviewing appellate counsel, compiling appellate records, so that we can get a full picture of what the case was about at the time of trial, and potentially find out what can be generated on our end in order to wage a factual innocence fight. We are actually looking for two things when we review a case at that stage. We're trying to determine whether or not there is evidence that would be considered newly discovered, meaning we would be the first ones to have developed that evidence, as well as whether there is a legal avenue to litigate a factual innocence claim if we can generate newly discovered evidence of innocence. This part of the process requires students to consult with experts, whether they're forensic experts, medical experts, and other various types of experts and consultants, as well as work hands-on with an investigator to generate newly discovered evidence. Once the investigation stage is done, if it is determined that the case is viable and can go into court, then the case moves into the litigation status, meaning students then begin to work on drafting petitions, drafting motions, and preparing the case for litigation in court. Typically, a case starts in state district court, and so that's typically where if a student has an opportunity to make a court appearance, it will be in state court. Along with handling the investigation, review, and beginning of litigation of a case, students in the clinic also will sometimes work on other projects. For example, right now, the Oklahoma Innocence Project is partnering with the Oklahoma District Attorney's Council and the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation to review old cases where forensic hair comparison testimony contributed to the conviction. It has been determined that forensic hair comparison is an invalid form of forensic science, and therefore, if such evidence contributed to a conviction, it is potentially a wrongful conviction. In order to be enrolled in the clinic, a student must have completed evidence, criminal procedure, and wrongful convictions before applying for the clinic. However, because of the prerequisites, there are other opportunities for first-year students to help the Oklahoma Innocence Project and to work on wrongful conviction cases. OKIP relies a great deal on volunteer help, and so first-year students are welcomed with open arms to come volunteer in the clinic as many hours or as few hours as you might have to contribute. These hours do count towards pro bono hours. We also have a student organization called Fighting Innocence Through Exoneration. We affectionately refer to that as Fight Club. And Fight Club is an opportunity for students to get together to learn more about the causes of wrongful convictions, to learn more about specific wrongful conviction cases, and Fight assists the Oklahoma Innocence Project during various events that we host throughout the school year. I hope that this gives you a little bit of an idea about the Innocence Project, but if you have any other questions or would like to know more about the work or would like to just come chat about criminal justice issues, we are on the 3rd floor of the law school, and we welcome you to come in and visit and introduce yourself. Good luck to you all in beginning your law school journey, and I hope to see you during your career at OCU Law School. Thank you.
Congratulations on exploring law school. Let me, along with I'm sure everybody else, welcome you to the virtual Dean's Preview. My name is Stephen Foster, and I'm the Director of Academic Achievement at OCU School of Law. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our offerings from before you even start law school, all the way up through the bar exam to illustrate how committed we are to you and all of our students' success. The Department of Academic Achievement has a robust and thorough offerings of both voluntary workshops and 4-credit courses, and it all begins before you ever enter law school. During the summer, right before orientation, we have what we call a boot camp. The last couple of years, that boot camp has been just a few hours, and it's been right before orientation. We might do it after orientation before classes start this year. It's still in the planning process, but the idea is to get a couple of hours where you start working on those critical skills that are going to help you transition between undergrad and law school. And really, that's the purpose of our first year kind of program, because the mission of the Department of Academic Achievement is to help every student maximize their success, both in law school and in the practice of law. And in doing that, we're setting you up to pass the bar exam in 3 years. Now, I understand that the bar exam is nothing that you're going to think about right now, and that's really far away, and I wouldn't expect you to think about that. But I do want you to think about what a school could help you do to maximize your success. So after that boot camp, you get into your first year, and we have two really big programs. First, we have a class, legal analysis, that we teach to every 1L. And that class is, cutting edge, state of the art. What it is definitely one of those that not many law schools do. And while during the semester it's extra work that seems difficult, once you get to the end, it's something that provides you the feedback necessary to be ready for your final exam. So in that legal analysis class, we work on exams for all of your doctrinal classes, where you get to take exams and receive feedback in all of your other classes. We also dive into all of the necessary skills that are going to help you transition from undergrad to law school. Because here's the reality. If you are at the virtual Dean's Preview, if you are thinking about law school, you are one of the best in your undergrad classes. You can't be going through this process without being an amazing student. And that's going to be the entirety of the class. All of the 1L class. Our 2L classes, our 3L, they're all amazing students. But law school is just a little bit different. And it takes a little bit different type of studying, and everybody has to make a few of the adjustments. So that legal analysis helps you with that. We then have a series of voluntary workshops. So our Assistant Director of Academic Achievement, she puts on a series of voluntary workshops that helps go a little bit deeper into those skills. Not only that, we have upper level students that kind of help with the doctrine, what's happening in your classes, what questions should you be asking, what questions do you have, and kind of help you again transition between undergrad and law school, because law school is just a little bit different. And on their different skills, the classes are set up different. Unlike undergrad, there's generally one final exam. Maybe in some of your classes, there's a midterm and a final exam, but that's not likely. And so you need to know throughout the semester how you're doing between legal analysis, the voluntary workshops, and the academic fellows, try to provide you the feedback necessary so that you don't walk into that first set of final exams not knowing what's going to happen. And so that's our help in that first semester, which then transitions to the second semester, where we do similar things in our legal analysis and our skills workshops. The second year, we have a class, Advanced Practice Skills, to help students really start thinking about the bar exam and the practice of law, and how to really hone the skills that they have for the practice of law and the bar exam. Obviously, you're not thinking about that. And then that third year, I'm not going to go into a lot of depth, but we have a full year program for students studying for the bar exam, both the fall and the spring. We have numerous voluntary workshops. You then graduate, and here's the great news. When you graduate, it's not just here's your diploma, woohoo, go leave and go take the bar exam. That's not the way that OCU does it. We are committed to seeing you succeed all the way through till you're sworn in. So we have a number of programs between, voluntary workshops and practice exams and just everything that you could think of to help you prepare for the bar. But again, you're not thinking about that. There is one thing that I want you to consider as you are thinking kind of long-term. I know that you're probably thinking finances and kind of all of those things. One thing that is an outstanding program here at OCU is that we have this partnership with the leading bar review company, Barbary. And this allows us you pay tuition every single semester, and you get great resources for all of your classes. They provide you resources, your 1L, 2L, 3L year, all of that, final year bar prep that we do, all of it's provided by Barbary, all of that. And then once you graduate, you have a free bar review course. Most people during their last year of law school have to try to find $2,500 to $3,000 to then come up with and pay for this bar review course at the very end. And at OCU, you don't have to, because we have this partnership that you provide and you pay tuition each semester. There's this huge benefit at the end that you don't have the stress or worry about trying to find this extra money or what bar review course are you going to take. We've already partnered with the best bar review company to prepare you again before law school ever starts, all the way up until we see you swear in, because we're committed to every student's success. If you're admitted at OCU, we truly believe that you can be here, be successful, and be a practicing attorney, and we're going to do everything we can to help you get there. If you have any questions for me or the Department of Academic Achievement, you can send me an email. It's sfoster, that's S-F-O-S-T-E-R, at okcu.edu. You can obviously ask Dean Jones for any of my contact information. In my email, there's my cell phone number. It's 514-8778, area code's 405 for Oklahoma City. We are really, really committed, really here for your success. Let me know if you need anything. Congratulations again on, exploring what will be a very intellectually adventurous and amazing experience. If you need anything, let me know. Have a great day.
Hi, I'm Alana House, and I'm the Assistant Dean for Student Services at Oklahoma City University School of Law. I was born and raised in Oklahoma. I went to Virginia for undergrad, and I came back to Oklahoma because it is a special place for me and for my family. It is a place that has changed so much since I was a very young person growing up here, and it's change that I want to be a part of. And so I'm glad that you're here to join us at Oklahoma City University because we want you to be a part of this community too. Student Services is meant to support you from the time that you start law school until the time that you graduate. And we do that through our Student Success Program, which provides you with the individualized support you need to help be successful and navigate law school. But we also do it with professional and career development, as well as supporting our robust and dynamic student organizations.
Hello, I'm Amy Shaw, Registrar Specialist for OCU School of Law. The Law Registrar Office oversees services pertaining to registration, work statements, degree audits, grades, class ranks, bar certifications, lockers, transcript requests, and enrollment verifications. Our office will automatically enroll you in all required courses. All incoming students will be sectioned and enrolled in the next few weeks for the fall semester. Each section is carefully created based on gender, LSAT, ethnicity, etc. You will be able to find your schedule online through Blue Link. You can also access our D2L page to find course and exam schedules, plus a variety of other important information you will need throughout your time at OCU Law. A few more items I will point out are work statements and lockers. Work statements are required each semester and can be accessed through our D2L page. Lockers are typically available in August during the first few weeks of class. However, a final decision has not been made regarding lockers for the fall semester. An email will be sent out once a decision has been made. We are so excited you are here. Our office is here to assist in any way we can to welcome you to our OCU Law family. Please reach out and email us with any questions or concerns you may have. Good luck, and I can't wait to meet you all in person.
Hello, my name is Charles Ingram, and I'm the Assistant Director of Student Financial Services here at Oklahoma City University. One of my primary job duties is assisting all of our 1L law students who are receiving federal financial aid make sense of their account summary as well as their federal financial aid. Now, financial aid, in the sense, it makes up of scholarships as well as the federal aid that can be received by completion of the FAFSA application. The FAFSA application is the free application for federal student aid. Please keep note of that first letter in that acronym being an F, meaning that it's free, so you should never pay anything when completing the FAFSA. The Department of Education sponsored site to complete that is www.fafsa.ed.gov. Upon the first time you ever complete that application, you will have to register for something called an FSA ID. That FSA ID is utilized to be your electronic signature for the remainder of the time that you will complete the FAFSA application. Now, you're wondering, so if I complete the FAFSA, what does that mean? What's the point of me doing so? Well, by completing the FAFSA as a graduate professional law student, you will be eligible for two types of federal assistance. The first being the unsubsidized student loan, and the second being the Graduate Plus loan. Now, the unsubsidized student loan is currently listed at a 4.3% interest rate, so 4.30% interest rate. The reason why it's called an unsubsidized loan is that the Department of Ed is not actually paying for that interest that accrues on that loan. So the very first time that you get that loan and it disperses, then interest will accrue. But with it being a federal loan, you're not required to make any payments, interest included, on that loan until 6 months after you graduate or after you drop below part-time enrollment. So as long as you're maintaining part-time enrollment status and you have not graduated, you are not going to be required to make any payments on that federal loan fund. Now, one thing they will do is they will send you a quarterly statement that'll tell you how much interest you've accrued on that loan at that date. And then you have the option of actually paying that if you like to. Now, again, it's not required to do so, but some students like to do that because it helps lower their loan costs in the end. The second type of loan fund that you'd be eligible for would be the Graduate Plus loan. Now, this loan will actually require a separate application on top of the submission of the FAFSA application. Once you receive that loan, that is a current interest rate of 5.30%. So it follows the exact same rules and guidelines of the unsubsidized loan, that interest is accruing as soon as that first disbursement is made. However, you do not have to make any payments on it while you are currently in school and more than part-time enrollment. So at least part-time, nothing less. That loan will not have to be repaid at that moment. Another type of resource that you can receive are scholarships. Now, a lot of those scholarship opportunities that you're going to see are going to come from the law school. So I suggest that you reach out to your law school representative to help find out more information about the scholarships that are offered. You can also visit the law website at law.okcu.edu, click on the admissions tab, and then click on scholarships. That'll show you all the current scholarships that you have available to you as a law student. Our primary job here is to make sure that your first year of law is transitioned well. But it doesn't just stop there. Even though I'm your representative for one academic year here, you'll move on to a second counselor for the remainder of your time here. That'll be just as helpful, just as knowledgeable to any questions that you may have pertaining to your financial aid, your scholarships, as well as your student account balance. Should you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, either on our website at okcu.edu/financial aid, or since you are a first year law student, you can give me a call at 405-208-5238. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your first year.
Hello, my name is Ross Branton, and I work in Law Technology Services, which is the law school's IT department. We provide technical support to students, faculty, and staff, and are located throughout the building. You can find out more information about our department at the law school's website underneath Student Life and Technology Services. Here, you can find contact information for our department along with other information like computer requirements. We use test-taking software from a company called ExamSoft, which is what the Oklahoma Bar Exam uses along with the majority of states. Most modern computers running Mac OS or Windows will work, but please check our website for requirements. You will have two main accounts that you will use in law school. Your network account, or BlueLink account, gives you access to BlueLink, which you use for enrollment, financial aid, and checking grades. And you also use that account for access to Wi-Fi, D2L, signing in the computer lab, and printers. You'll print to one central print queue and be able to go to any student printer to release and pick up your print job. You'll be assigned a small key fob, which tapping it and any student printer will sign you in to get your job, or you'll be able to sign in with the keyboard on the printer. School uses Office 365 for your student email. You'll have access to the Office suite of products either online or you're able to download it on up to 5 devices during law school. You keep access to your email after you graduate. I want to briefly mention a few things I think deserve to be highlighted. You have the advantage of being close to all the downtown law firms and courthouses, along with the history of a 100-year-old building, but with none of the technology issues. All the technology, all the wiring was replaced, nothing was reused, and we continue to adapt and grow our systems to provide the resources you need. Digital signage is placed throughout the building to display important information like upcoming events. You also find outside all the classrooms showing the current schedule for that room and the study rooms, which you can reserve there on the screen or online as well. The courtroom, along with the classrooms, have classroom capture built in from the start. Here's an example from the end of the Year 1L Finals competition. The courtroom has multiple camera angles that sync together, which are helpful for classes like trial practice, giving you the ability to rewatch and improve upon anything. The ability to easily record classes for whatever reason has been very beneficial. We are just one of many resources available to you as a law student and beyond. If you have any questions, please contact us, and we would be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Heather Mishkett and I just finished my second year at OCU Law. You're going to meet some of your best friends in law school, and after the 3 years ahead of you, you won't remember the hard classes or challenging finals, but the moments with the friends you've made in and out of the classroom. I think what has helped me the most is knowing that law school is a 3-year marathon, and you would do yourself good to not waste time paying attention to how everyone else is running the race. Set your own pace and focus on yourself, and you'll come out a lot happier. Also, I find it very important to give yourself 1 day a week to take a break from all schoolwork. Having that day to step away and relax or to catch up on other things has been so important and something I look forward to after the rough week. So I hope this helps a bit as you start your law school journey, and I can't wait to meet all of you in the fall.
Thank you for spending some time with us today. Dean's Preview is designed to briefly introduce you to the law school experience, and more specifically designed to introduce you to Oklahoma City University School of Law and some of the people and programs that will guide you on the path to becoming a lawyer. I started down that same path 40 years ago. I gave up one perfectly reasonable career because I wanted more. I wanted more of an intellectual challenge, and I wanted to be more fully engaged with my community. I wanted to use my heart and my soul and my mind and my energy and my spirit in service to others. I wanted to be in the heart of the action. And a legal education gave me the opportunity to do all of that and so much more. A legal education will give you intellectual and creative challenge. It will give you the opportunity to use knowledge, skill, training, and experience in service to others when they are at their most vulnerable. And it will give you the opportunity to make a difference with a bigger impact. Going to law school was the singular best decision that I made in my life, and I hope it is for you too. And as our wonderful alumnus, Brandon Long, says, with a law degree, you are guaranteed never to be unemployable. You can work for the government, you can work in business, you can work for law firms, you can go into politics, and you can always hang out your own shingle and go into business for yourself. We know that you may have some questions still after today, and the next slide will give you information on how to continue to connect with us. But in the meantime, know that we want you to stay safe, stay well, and know the future is very bright for you and at Oklahoma City University School of Law. Thank you.
The study of law is important because lawyers are so essential to our society.
I've been in business since I'm 19, and I've never been able to do a deal without two things: funding and a lawyer. It's just built in. It's our system.
Everything relates to the law. We live in a society, some may say with too many rules, some may say without enough rules, and understanding those rules and how to interpret those rules and even how to write those rules or how to change those rules all require people with a legal education.
And what we at OCU Law do is we say the very best lawyers are the ones who understand what makes the rules what they are, why we make this choice in criminal law, why we make this choice in contracts, why we make this choice in torts.
Our faculty's influence, both in Oklahoma and beyond, has grown. Our graduates have spread throughout the nation and really around the world.
Some of them will go into politics, some of them will go into nonprofits, some of them might go into other types of business and technology, and others are going to preserve and build the laws that we will be serving.
I feel like I use my law school skills and my law degree every day, whether it's directly or indirectly, in dealing with people, making decisions in cases, going across to the legislature and dealing with legislators.
There have been a lot of significant events in the history of law school, but personally and for me, the most recent significant event is the purchase of the law school building.
We actually have to attend some hearings at the courthouses, and so we just walk down there. We park at the school and walk to the courthouse, which is really nice, and I feel like it's a huge benefit.
We get a lot of interns at the courthouse from the DA's office and from the PD's office, and most of them are from OCU since it's so close by, that so when they become attorneys, you already know who they are.
I think the faculty in both places really believe that it's all about students, and they try to develop personal relationships with students and try to make what they teach relevant, a key difference of OCU and some other places.
Every class is different and every professor is very different, but they all bring something really unique to the table, and it's really interesting to learn from each of them because they all have such wide perspectives on the law.
When I toured here, I immediately felt like a family. Like, it was a very warming environment. It wasn't like your typical law school.
Other friends at different schools, they tell me a lot of horror stories. They say, there's no sense of camaraderie. There's no sense of harmony or unity amongst the law students. Everyone is cutthroat and ruthless because they're competing. But here, we have a sense of family. We all know that we're competing for a job at the end of the day. But we need each other to survive because 3 years of law school is tough and law school is stressful. But we make it happen, and that's what I love so much about law school. Sydney, Garrett, Leah, Mashid, they're my best friends,